Hi girls and boys, Mrs Saleh here today. I hope you're being safe and well. And here's my friend. Do you remember her name? Yes, her name is Bubbles. Remember, Bubbles doesn't like to talk. Yep. Bubbles says, hi everyone. Yep. Bubbles says she misses everyone and she can't wait to see you. Yep. Girls and boys, today we're going to be learning how to use capital letters in our writing. Now, this is really important because good writers always use capital letters appropriately in their writing. In the English language, there are two forms of letters. There's capital letters, sometimes we call them uppercase letters, and there are lowercase letters, sometimes we call them small letters. So as a reminder, uppercase letters or capital letters look like these letters. I know you already know all these things. And just as another reminder, lowercase letters look like these letters. Bubbles and I, we want to play a game with you. See if you remember the difference between a capital letter and a small letter. So Bubbles, this letter, capital letter or small letter? You can say it out loud. Yep, capital letter or uppercase letter. Bubbles, what about this letter? Good job! This is called a lowercase letter or a small letter. Bubbles, what about this letter here? Yes, this is a small letter F or a lowercase letter F. Bubbles, what about this letter? Yes, good job! This is an uppercase or a capital letter L. You know the difference between capital letters and smaller case letters. Good job. Chips delicious. Want some chips, Bubbles? There you go. What? Oh, we're filming. Sorry guys. I was just having my chips, my Reese's. Sometimes food. I don't eat a lot of that stuff, but it's chilly. Anyway, yep. You're right. Girls and boys, Bubbles is reminding me that we are learning how to use capital letters in our writing. But she's, yeah, just wait, I'm going to show. Bubbles is asking, but when do we use capital letters? And when do we use smaller case letters? Lowercase letters, yep. Well, I've got a trick to help you work it out. It's called the chips rules. Now, when we talk about using capital letters in our writing, there are specific times when we have to use them. And a good way to remember when we use capital letters is to think about chips. Yep, my favorite Cheeto chili chips. Now, one rule of using capital letters is for calendar days. That means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the days of the week and all the months of the year, January, February, March. So whenever you're writing and you need to write a calendar day, the first letter of that word needs to start with a capital letter. Another thing that helps us to remember is the next letter in our CHIPS rule. H stands for holidays. So if you're writing and you need to refer to a holiday like Christmas or Diwali, Chinese New Year, maybe Eid, those words need to also start with a capital letter. Now, we all know this one. When you write about yourself, I, not this I, when you say I am Mrs Saleh or I like to read, I always is written in a capital letter. So that's why we have the I of the chips. The other one is for proper nouns. Now you've been learning about proper nouns. Proper nouns are the proper names of people and places. So they're the real names. Like I'm a girl or I'm a teacher, but my proper name is Mrs Saleh. So I'll always write my name with a capital M and a capital S. Or if your name is Johnny, would you write your name with a small letter J? Of course not. Your name has to start with a capital letter J. Also, names of places need to have a capital letter. So if I'm writing Australia, it needs to start with a capital letter. If I'm writing Fairfield, it needs to start with a capital letter. If I'm writing Fairfield Public School, our school, it needs to start with a capital letter. So that's C for calendar words, H for holidays, I for I, capital letter I, the word I, P for proper nouns, and the last one is the one that we always do. When you start to write a sentence, the first letter of the sentence always start with a capital letter or an uppercase letter. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So our CHIPS rule to remind us for capital letters: C for calendar words, H for holidays, I for the word I, capital letter I, P for the proper nouns, and S for sentence. Get it? Got it. Good. Yeah, just wait. I'm just about. Bubbles is asking, can we practice using capital letters to help build our knowledge of that area? Of course. So your activity today, girls and boys, is you're going to use the CHIPS rule, okay, to identify words that need to start with a capital letter. Identify and sort words that need capital letters, because remember, not every word needs to start with a capital letter. So your activity for today looks like this. In your pack, your printed pack, you have this poster to help you remember calendar words, holidays, the word I, proper nouns, and the beginning of a sentence. You have this activity in your word pack. Your job is to cut each one of these categories and sort them into if you need a capital letter or if the word doesn't need a capital letter. So you can see your name. Does your name need to start with a capital letter? Words for foods: chips, pizza, burger, broccoli. All these words today need to start with a capital letter? I think so. Words for clothes: jumper, like my jumper, socks, pants. Do they need to start with a capital letter? Do they fit in one of these CHIPS categories? Days of the week, words for animals, months of the year. The word I, does that need to start with a capital letter? Words for plants like rose and tree and bushes, grass. Do they need to start with a capital letter? Name of your school, does that need to start with a capital letter? So your job is you need to cut these out and sort them into capital letter needed, no capital letter needed. And that's exactly what I'm going to be looking for, and what your teacher's going to be looking for. Can you identify, means work out which words need to start with a capital letter, and sort words that need a capital letter in both of the spaces. Okie dokie, so watch me as I cut out all these words and categories and sort them. Okay, Bubbles, so you're going to help me sort and identify some of the words to see if they need a capital letter or not. The first one says the name of your school. That's Fairfield Public School. Does that need a capital letter or does that not need a capital letter? What do you think? You're right, it does need a capital letter, so that goes in this box. The next one for you, Bubbles, is words for clothes, like jumper and shoes. What do you think? What do you think? Good job! Absolutely, that does not need a capital letter. It's not one of these things. Let's have a look. The next one that I'd like you to do is the days of the week. What do you think, Luna? Oh, not Luna, Bubbles. Do you think this one needs a capital letter? Oh, would you like to check? Now, it says days of the week. That's like Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Is that a calendar word? What do you think? Yay, it's a calendar word. That means it needs a capital letter to start with. Easy peasy, girls and boys. I'm not going to do more of these. You can do that by yourself. Of course, you can do the paper one and take a picture and post it to Seesaw, or you can do the one on Seesaw, which I will show you in a second. Of course, girls and boys, if you're doing the Seesaw version, it's super easy. Look at that.
The name of your school.
So you can listen to the actual category, work out if it needs to go, oopsie, and move it if it goes, it needs a capital letter or does not need a capital letter. And of course, if you can't remember, you can have a look at our chips rule. Then you can choose the next one.
Words for plants.
Words for plants. Does that one need a capital letter? Of course it doesn't. So that goes there. Don't forget to submit. Happy learning, girls and boys.